Doug out.
Happy Wednesday, boys. Okay, so a crash out, and this is from AI, right? Is a slang for experience a sudden, uncontrollable emotional outburst, meltdown, or fit of rage following intense stress, burnout, or frustration.
Okay.
Do you disagree?
The crash out.
Yeah, I feel like a crash out is like a complete meltdown that you have to recover from. And I do think some of it fits. There was an outburst. It was after frustration, but it wasn't like I was melted down the rest of the day or life or whatever. I'm still mad, but I'm mad at myself. I got to be better as a coach. We're upset at our defense, which we felt like was really good for the first 20 minutes, and then there were times in which it was good in the second half. There were times in which we gave up straight line drives. We stayed too long in help and gave up open shots on the weak side of Chandler Jackson. But I'm more upset at our lack of offensive execution down the stretch, and timeouts I could have called and adjustments we could have made than I am about. I don't know if I'm over the officiating thing, but it's something that you really can't control, and I think that's when you get more frustrated, is when you think like you can control it and you can manipulate it, and I don't know, but I do think a crash out generally is like you boop boop, right? And I was mad, but I wasn't boop boop at the end. I wasn't defeated at the end of it. I was mad because we should have swept Milwaukee. That was really mad. And considering how our program, how I was perceived, how they're perceived, all perceptions in state, that would have been gigantic. And we didn't close the deal. And that's on me as head coach. And I specifically need to be better.
Well, you shared that you were mad at the officiating and said that you need some explanation. The question everybody wants an answer to is the Horizon League mad at you?
Yeah, but it's you can't air frustrations publicly about officiating. That's it. Can't do it. So I was wrong. Can't do it.
Did they give you any feedback as to the results of that?
No, I'll find out today.
Okay, so you don't know anything.
No, I don't know anything in general, and I don't know anything in regards to this topic either.
All right.
But yeah,
I wasn't sure if you got handcuffed.
The crazy thing about Donnie's the former official who's the coordinator officials for the league, and there's a couple different layers to it. And the first part is it's just a little inside baseball, but his job is like, do you know the worst job in America is? Have we discussed this, Trevor?
No, I don't think so.
Worst job in America, Josh, I think you can attest to this, is the person who works in that little small, they don't have it at GRB, and I don't know if they have it at Appleton, but they have it at major airports. The baggage claim office for any airline.
No one goes in there to say thank you.
No one goes in there and goes, hey, Dad, got my bag. Thanks. You're doing great.
You're awesome.
Right? No one ever goes in there in a good mood. No one comes in and goes, hey, dude, listen, lost my bag. It's a good day. Okay. And we take out all of our frustration on that person. Like they were just typing they were just on Facebook and playing solitaire, and somebody walked in. They had nothing to do with it. Donnie's job with the league as coordinating officials is much the same. I do think I'm the only one who's called him and go, hey, Donnie. He's like, what? I thought they were pretty good, just kind of to mess with him. So his job is a tough one. No one ever calls him and says, or outside of me, and says the guys were good. I think Trevor knows, like, look, man, I'm a work in progress. Okay, I got to be better with my timeouts. I got to be better with my with overthinking things, underthinking things, whatever. But sideline decorum is something I've worked really hard on, and I still mutter, and I have a good, healthy, maybe unhealthy relationship with the F word. And that comes from my staff, because they just have potty mouths. But I've been really, really good and on it as of late. not just with the refs, but also with my team. And I don't think I emotionally reacted well to the technical foul, mostly because I know I didn't violate any of the tenets all the things that get you. And I wasn't warned beforehand. It wasn't like, and that was the thing I talked to Donnie about. Like, Donnie, when they call you, do they say, hey, Gottlieb's a pain in the ass? They said, no, quite the opposite. I was like, well, this should earn me some equity, in that I didn't crash out after the Robert Morris play. I've been offered plenty of times from you guys, you and Trevor, you and Kyle. You guys like to stoke the fire when we get our butts beat. What'd you think of the officiating? I mean,
I can see it.
but yeah, but I mean, honestly, and I'm not a complainer. I don't go like, but when there's a definitive right and wrong, and I wasn't offered an explanation, and it wasn't hey, we missed one. Like, hey, we missed one is also a fair thing to say. They are human beings. They're not going to get everyone right. I lost my cool, but I don't think I lost my cool often on the sidelines this year, especially over the last 10, 12 games or so. So my just thing is like, hey, we don't get any positive equity for all the things we've done just because, I had a crash out, if you will, after a tough loss in which I was frustrated. I don't know the answer to that one. So I totally understand somebody's look. We all make perceptions of people, and Trevor sat there, and he sat there during some tough ones. This year, you sat there during a loss where we weren't very good, and I was really frustrated. And I really went back after that game and watched the tape, and I was like, my frustration was visible. I got to be better.
Stool game, man.
Huh?
It was the stool game.
Oh,
Remember when you used the force?
That was the one that's the one you're talking about early in the season when you.
No, I was talking about Cleveland State, I think. I thought you were there for Cleveland State or something.
I was there. I've been there for all of them except for Bradley.
No, but which one did you sit right next to the bench?
Oh.
You took Shannon seats.
I don't know. I didn't think you weren't that bad that game.
No, I wasn't.
Comfortable relationship with the F word, but not that bad.
It's such a good word.
It is a good word.
It's a
and
really
we can't
good word.
say it. Don't say it now either.
It's such a good word. It's a good word. Because you can use it for positive, you can use it for negative, adjectives. You can use it all over the place.
Yeah. Not from 6 to 9 a.m. Yeah.
Anyway, my point is that I know that there are people who don't know me. They carry in baggage of perception of who I am, what I'm saying. I mean, generally, start of every game, I tell every official, if they say anything to you, you tell me, we'll get them out of the game. Our guys are told that's not their job. That's my job. Your job is to play. My job is to handle them. And then my staff is pretty boisterous and they get into it, but even they know, like, hey, it's got to be about me. And I've always taken the, they're going to do right, they're going to do wrong. It's always going to come to balance at the end of the day. I got triggered, if you will. I think I got triggered. Are we using another Gen Z word there? Because trigger is definitely like nobody used the word trigger.
Come from Gen X, I can tell you that.
Yeah, no one uses trigger anymore.
That's like last 6 years. That's become a word. So I was triggered, and then I had a little crash out at the end, and I was apologetic for it. I'll find out the ruling later today.
Doug, I got to be honest with you. It definitely seems like
be dishonest with me, Josh.
No,
like
that's what I do all the other times. This time I'm going to be honest with you. It seems like there was some humble pie that you've enjoyed, that you took some time, but everyone was behind you, man. Like,
it doesn't matter, Josh. Honestly, it doesn't matter. And I can tell you this way. No, I can tell you this way, okay? Because, and I'm actually big on this. When I was an AAU coach, we had the same rule, like you don't say anything to them. And when they'd get bad, I would call my kids in and be like, look, they're making 20 an hour or 20 a game. Like, really, are you really going to like, just play? But it doesn't matter. It's like, you can call somebody out and say something that didn't feel right or whatever. That's not the form. That's not the way it's done. It's not the protocol of the league. In any league, the Horizon League is no different. And then because of my name and because of the platform, that I've been on, different platforms I've been on for years. It makes anything I say multiply by 10. Earlier in the week, last week, and I'd like to talk about this at some point, the Thursday night game was great and all the vibes were wonderful. And the post-game press conference was, they got multiplied 50 times over, as I said they would once we started winning. So, with that comes power. But if you use that power in the wrong way, it makes the league look bad. That wasn't my intent, but it doesn't matter intent. It matters sometimes outcome.
Yeah, I will say though that there was something for the culture. I mean, you had people that were fans of UW Milwaukee that were on your side that were saying, yeah, I mean, they got robbed there. There were, I mean, plenty of people that were just saying, this is Doug helping put UWGB on the map, doing things more for the program, letting people know, having people say, where's this clip? I want to see this, agreeing with you. I'm not saying necessarily that I'm saying, yeah, you should continue to, quote unquote, crash out or whatever. But that specific moment, you had a lot of people, at least on social media, kind of saying like, good for you, Doug. Good for you on stating your case and specifically into regards to this game and the way it was officiated.
Yeah, it's a hard one, right? It's like the technical foul. There's video of it, obviously, from the game. I have the audio.
Uh-oh.
Did we lose him?
Not sure. He's frozen on our end.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
Sorry, DG, you're back.
Yeah.
You're back.
Somebody not wanting this. So I know about the technical foul. I was right, but again, it doesn't matter if you're right. It's not the point. The point is you can't call out officials, to the media. You just can't do it. Because again, let's look at the opposite way. Like, what if one of them would have gone like, hey, next to last possession, he should have called timeout. They would have gotten a better shot. Because he would have been right.
As we were coming as I stepped out of the studio, and there's a huge GB fan that's on another radio station here in Green Bay. Yeah. And he said, you better call him out on not using a timeout. I'm like, oh. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we had talked about it. I mean, honestly, we the things we prep for are end of game execution, and we have, based upon personnel, different things we're going to run. And we came back to 2 looks that I had looked at earlier. I had other things I should have run. You kick yourselves over. I should have called timeout, no question. My thought on calling timeout was, would he be able to adjust his personnel? Because he had kind of first possession, he had an offensive lineup in. Then the second possession, he had a different lineup in because they had gotten to the free throw line. He had subbed. But, again, you think 50 times over. There's no question I should have called. Now, last possession, I was okay with it. I didn't like my play call. Nor did we get the execution that we had discussed during the previous timeout. But the next to last one, when we had a chance for a 2-for-1, we ended up scoring on the OB. But I definitely should have used one mid-second half, maybe during that run, bought us an extra couple minutes of a break. But to your point, Josh, I appreciate that. I mean, look, there wasn't, how many people did they say were there?
Oh, that's a good question. I did see
they said over 4,000.
4,000 something, wow. Yeah.
I mean, I grew up in Los Angeles, right? They used to joke about the Clippers, whoever counted the seats for the Clippers. Like, I don't think there were 4,000 there. But regardless of which...
They were in the bathroom. A lot of people in the bathroom.
Regardless of which, I do think that the point that you made is a good one. There was a lot of GB there. We had to buy tickets because so many people were coming down to the game. Our program is back. It's not where it needs to be or it's supposed to be, but it's back. It's relevant, and we also have fighters. Like I say this all the time. We only want players that want to be in Green Bay. You gotta want to be here. Not it's by choice, and with that comes a certain toughness, a certain us against the world, and we do feel like it's us against the world. And I think that's what the support that we have from our boosters is. They appreciate the fact that we have fighters. We had fighters last year. We just weren't good enough. And we're still not very good this year, but we have fighters. And we only play the kids that will fight for wins. And when I get frustrated is when our guys, I think, don't fight as hard as they need to defensively, which we didn't in the second half. in addition to my own coaching errors, which need to be cleaned up. But that's
Gottlieb joins
what I
us.
think where that comes from. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry, buddy. I was just resetting quick. Doug Gottlieb, head coach, UWGB men's basketball, inside Wisconsin sports. You fought your ass off against Fort Wayne just a few days before all of this went down, and it was the best game of your coaching career. So what went so right in that? And by the way, #radio teaser, I do want to ask you about UWM's rivalry and what that looks like. We'll probably do that in the next segment. And then I also want to know, don't answer this now, what your expectations are coming out of that meeting yesterday. But first, let's talk about some positive stuff.
Okay.
Take us to that Fort Wayne game. How awesome was that?
Belt to ass. It was great. It was great. You know, it was one of those, it really is the juxtaposition of last year. You know, last year's game against them at home was a mess, right? We had to move the game time first because of the Packers-Vikings game. Then we got a pretty good crowd at the Resch. Then the power won't go on. Then we come back and we play them at home. Then they just mollywump us. And we were up like 13-2, and then they just mollywump it. And we just could not guard them, you know? And then we play at their place, and yeah, there was, again, I'm not going to get in trouble. There were some other elements that didn't help us in that game, but it was also belt ass. We couldn't stop them from, you know, and then they had Jackson. I mean, they were good. So when we beat them at their place, we felt like, man, we couldn't be this much better than them. We couldn't guard them this well. It's January 1st. They must have all gone out drinking and not taking us seriously. And, you know, they'd been playing better, and they came into our place, and our guys just guarded. They just really, really guarded. And it wasn't all perfect, but it was pretty close to, in terms of how your game plan is, your plan A, your plan B, your plan C. That plan A was great. I mean, we got 2 30-second shot clock violations in the first 4 minutes of the game. 2. And again, the juxtaposition of last year in any conversation and any data provided of worst defensive teams in college basketball against a high-powered offense with 4 guys that can really, really score. And we got 2. So, yeah, that was awesome. It was on national TV. Guys played great. Execution was good. Cutting was good. Finishing was good. Free throw shooting was good. And they were never really in the game. Like, I haven't coached a game against a D1 opponent that's been like that before, ever, where they were never in single digits after midway through the second half. Like, it was over. And we didn't let them ever think it wasn't over. So they hit us 3 to start the second half. They kind of manipulated our help, we call it our Reaper man, who's under the basket. Marcus hit a 3, and you know, Justin did make the adjustment. Next time we come down, we execute, we get to the free throw line. I look at the film, we tell them the adjustment. The guys adjusted on the fly, and they never got it again. They kept trying to adjust to what we were doing, and they couldn't score against it. So, I could not have been any prouder of our overall effort and how we looked on national TV and what it looks like to have 2,500 in the Crest. And when we get 3,500 in the Crest, it's going to be even better.
Yeah. So, Doug, obviously, you had two exciting games against UW Milwaukee this year. Where through all of this and it getting national media attention because of the quote unquote not a crash out, where is the rivalry sit in your mind now between UWGB and UW Milwaukee?
I as much as I have done my best to study the history of the two schools and having played a unique part, right? My dad being a coach of Milwaukee when I was born and being the coach of Green Bay, I don't know when the last time it was really good, but I think it's going to be really good, you know? Mm-hmm. And again, just as the league puts together their schedule, I would say we need to, whenever we do it, because there is the possibility of Bart offered up the possibility of playing the first game there. Only at Fiserv, they would have played before. I think they did end up playing somebody before. Did Wisconsin play Villanova? Is that right? Yeah, so I think when Wisconsin played Villanova, they played like the preliminary game, and he screwed up the dates when he texted me. He thought it was November 19th and it was December 19th or whatever. Anyway, the point is that we need this to work and to be good, and for both schools, more so even than the league, right? Because the point that I made about the game Thursday and about Green Bay is we're at one of, I would say, the few schools that people legitimately care, right? Care. I mean, if you're just honest with yourself, that's the difference between us and the Valley, us and the MAC. Okay, the MAC has a little bit has more money at the top, some of that football money. The Valley has a little bit more money, but what they both have is they have that money, some of it from what they're able to build with their home court advantage. They play more home games, so they have better records. They put more people in the seats, so they make more money. They make more money, they buy better players, et cetera, et cetera. It all factors in. So we need stands to be full. And the best opportunity in this league is
what?
Doug's Wi-Fi sucks today.
Yeah.
we have not. Now, I don't know. It's the Gremlins. Gremlins are doing it. I don't know. Anyway, point is, I don't want to say if it's back because I don't know if it was ever great, but I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be really good.
I agree.
I love that. We want it to be really good too.
How awesome was it? Like we probably had 1,000 people there. There were Green Bay people there. I may be over exaggerating, but then again, they were over exaggerating with the 4,000 whatever people that were there.
No.
There was a healthy amount of people, and that's where I'm disappointed myself. Like we're better coached than I coached on Saturday. I got to be better in those games and the games. That's what we do best. So, but yeah, to answer your question, I mean, again, I'm excited. We want to play them again. We got to win some games. We want to get a home game in the playoffs. We love to play them again. It's great when two teams don't particularly like each other, want to win, and fans actually care. That's what this thing's about.
So, Doug, you mentioned to us at the top when you joined us in the first segment that you're waiting for a ruling from the Horizon League. What does that mean? Have they given you any indication as to what the ruling could be, or are you just kind of sitting in the dark on this?
No, I mean, I think there's two possibilities. One is a public reprimand. The other one would be a game suspension. So don't know which it's going to be. Obviously, I'd like to coach against Oakland. But it's out of my hands. Christine Newman is the interim commissioner of the league because we're in a transition phase. So we had a hearing yesterday. You get a chance to speak your mind, provide any video, audio evidence, first person witness, whatever. Josh Moon was with me. So yeah, that's basically it. You just kind of wait, and whatever they feel like is in the best interest of the league, that's what they do.
Have you talked to the referee that gave you the tee? Because I know you had mentioned in your presser that he kind of ignored you. Do you guys connect on that?
No. It wasn't like, here's actually how it works on the sidelines. And because you've been close to the sidelines, is there's usually like an ongoing sort of conversation. Now, he wasn't the referee. There's nothing, and you're like, wait, they're all referees. Like, no, in terms of, there's one guy that's like he's the Sergeant Holka, right? The big toe. There's one referee there, and they're supposed to like calm you down, bring you over, tell you what your guys are doing. Hey, tell your guys not to do this, tell your guys not to do this, whatever. There was just an eerie lack of conversation and communication the last 7 minutes of that game. And I also understand how it works with technical fouls. Sometimes it's a culmination of like, I told you that's enough. One more thing. But there was none of that because we weren't on them the whole game. We weren't riding them. So I just thought that it all you got to do is send somebody over and be like, Coach, you said this. Coach, you did that. And I would have said, you're mistaken, but now you owe me one. Something like
Just
that.
like that, I bet.
Yeah.
Just like that. You're mistaken.
No, I would have said,
excuse me.
Well, if it wasn't him, like, what is he supposed to do? It's not reviewable. Yeah. I don't know. So no, I have not spoken with the official, but I'm not, again, and I'm wired totally different than most people. I'm not going to carry animus against official when they had a bad day. or I thought you had a bad day, or you made a couple bad calls, right? I don't operate that way. Now, if it continues and it's on, I'm like, well, hold on. Do we have some personal problem? But I don't. I'm mad. But I'm more mad at myself and I'm mad at my team than anything else.
Doug, I wanted to ask you, as we were waiting for you to join us today, last night, some news in the Big Ten. The UCLA men's basketball head coach, Mick Cronin, first of all, pulled his own player off the court, sent him to the locker room. Everyone's talking about technical fouls. He kind of gave his own player one at the end of the game. He said, no, get out of here.
The player got one, right? Did he get a tech, or did he get an intentional? And then he stared the guy down like he wanted to fight?
Correct. And then Mick came out there, literally grabbed him and pushed him to get out. You go now, not to the bench, literally to the locker room. But the bigger thing that came out of that was after the game, when Mick Cronin was asked by some reporter about the fans, the Michigan State fans at the crowd. This is how that went. I want to get your opinion.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant overall the way that you
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the?
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you raising your voice at me?
No, I'm.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
Now, I'm just thinking, I know that after games, Trevor Thomas is there and he asks you some questions. And I'm thinking there might be some times where Doug Gottlieb wants to say, I would like to give you an award for the dumbest question I've ever been asked after a game.
No, Kyle asked one. Kyle asked one after the.
Yeah, shout out Kyle. Okay.
What was it? No, about the Fort Wayne. No, Wright State.
Yeah.
How are the guys in the locker room? And I said they're doing.
I know he's listening.
They're doing somersaults, Kyle.
Yeah, that's what it was.
I mean, look again. Like Mick's one of one now. He's decided that post game pressers are his show, but he's also coaching a Final Four. He won at Murray, he won at Cincinnati, he's won at UCLA. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he was on one. And I actually would support him about the sending. Trevor knows we sent somebody to the locker room last year. Hey, we don't want you sitting on the bench representing our school if you're gonna act like that. So
Crash out.
Yeah, crash
yeah,
out.
yeah. So I don't have a problem with that. I mean, look, Hoiberg had some phones stuck in his face and he smacked it away when they lost to Iowa last night. Like, think about this world in college basketball. We've gotten to the place where Iowa is storming the court after beating Nebraska in basketball. Like, wow, that's where we are. So what's the question in regards to a dumb question?
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like you also as a college basketball head coach. And because for me, not knowing the situation, just watching that as a casual fan and seeing it, I don't know who that reporter was, what he was reporting for. It could have been the student paper. I don't know. But
no, it wasn't. Like I think it was. I don't think it was Ben Blotch who does it for the LA Times. I don't know who it was. But look, again, this is part of my mistake with after Sunday's game. It's like, 15 minutes of nonsense, of answering questions, and then don't say what you really want to say. I mean, just take a breath and, good Lord willing, things will work out. I mean, I don't know why he's like, you're raising your voice to me. Like, come on, Mick. Mick's been on one all year. He's just been on one all year. And
Kyle Malzahn from Channel 5 just texted me, Doug, and goes, win some, lose some.
No, yeah, that's the answers we're gonna have to give. Win some, lose some. But no, I mean, he knew it when he asked it. It came out, and here's the unique thing about me. Like, I've been that guy. Now I try not to ask questions I try to ask really good questions. But I mean, you can't interview. I think I did this right. I interviewed at minimum, right? I was doing a 3-hour show for at minimum 3 interviews a day. Yeah, 3 interviews a day, 230 shows a year. You do the math. There's been some dumb questions I've asked. So I do have a lot of empathy for asking a question that doesn't come out right. I actually get more bothered when people try and ask you questions and try and like sound smarter and really explain like they know. Like, just ask the question, you know?
Sure.
And Trevor gets apologetic. He's like, I don't want to ask you about this, but why didn't you call a timeout there? You know, like, I don't know.
I believe what I said was, what was your strategy? That was my way of saying, did you seriously just eat 3 timeouts?
I did.
Oh, now see, now did you see how this is called growth? This is growth. Doug took a second and said, I did. Instead of going at Trevor.
Take a screenshot of that. He's frozen again on our end, and it's the worst. Like, nobody looks good on pause.
It's so
John
good.
Anderson taught me that from ESPN.
So, Doug, I'm sorry, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, I mean, that's a great answer. I just thought it was an interesting point
awesome.
as someone else that was a head coach.
Oh, is he back?
There we go.
He's
Sorry.
back. Okay.
There we
I
go.
don't know.
We got you, buddy.
I don't know.
All right. So thanks. That was very kind of you.
Oh, brilliant.
Where are we now? What did I miss?
We were talking about timeouts. We're going to move on. So
No, don't
we
worry
only
about
got a
it.
few minutes.
I got to be better.
We only got a few
better.
minutes left with you. We wanted to make sure you knew there are so many people on our Nicolay Law talk-in text line, 414-677-1250, that are, I believe in you, Coach. I'm proud of you, Doug. We're behind you, Coach. I was there. No way there was 400 or 4,000 people there. I loved that Doug is so transparent. I'm paraphrasing. And then Garrett in Tomahawk said, am I becoming a UWGB fan? Like,
Oh, yeah, you are. Get your ass to the
there's
crest.
a lot of people that are support. So that's where I was going with this. There's one more home game. You're at Oakland on Friday, at Detroit Mercy on this Sunday.
Yeah.
And then Youngstown State comes back on the 28th at 1 p.m. So my challenge to everybody listening that wants to have Doug's back, fill the Crest Center on the 28th.
But I don't want you to fill it for me. I want you to fill it for Preston Rudinger. Mike is a stud. And I don't know if you guys played the comments, but again, you want transparency, here's transparency. He was making a little bit last year, you know. I mean, really, you're talking about the type of money where you can take your girlfriend out to eat once a week. That's about it. So when he told me he was coming back, we didn't discuss anything financial. And so once I got most of my roster settled, I called him, and he was walking into a Brewers game with his dad, Dennis, who's a stud, by the way. And I was like, hey, tell Dennis, keep his wallet in his pocket. You got him tonight. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, here's what I'm going to pay you this year. And he's like, hey, that's great. But listen, if you need extra money, like, I'll take nothing or what you gave me last year, whatever, just build a team. And he had said before, I don't care if I play a minute or if I play 40 minutes. I just want to win for Green Bay. I want this program to be back. And that's my only goal. And he's done it. You know, we're not great. We feel like there are 2 that we definitely should have had, and we'd be in a way better place in conference stuff. We, you know, if we're honest with ourselves, we probably got one we maybe shouldn't have gotten. So it's the cosmic kind of balancing act of where we are and where we're supposed to be. But Preston Rudinger is what Green Bay and the Fox Valleys are about, right? From here, about here, you know, I'm not putting any pressure on him, but probably going to marry a girl, you know, he met here, right? And, you know, he'll live here, he'll coach here, he'll be here, right? This is what
Dr. Gottlieb? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, I mean, like, they're really, we have, like, all my guys are the nicest kids ever, and they have these really nice girlfriends, and we mess with them all the time. And I told them, like, we went down there and stayed the night in Milwaukee, and I was like, hey, Think about how much money your coach saved you. Didn't have to take her to Valentine's dinner, and it's all my fault, not your fault, right? I'm your boy. Okay, remember that.
Brilliant. I love it.
Freezy McFreezerson this week.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay.
We might
Good
get
stuff
him
from
back.
Doug.
We might not. Doug Gottlieb, UWGB,
There we go. I
men's
got it.
basketball
Sorry.
head coach.
I
All
don't know
right, we
what's
got
going
you
on.
back.
Sorry.
I don't know either.
This is-
All right.
this is I don't.
Uh,
So anyway, he is what we're supposed to be about. Green Bay, college basketball, 4-point student, going to get his master's, whole thing. So on the 28th, show up for him and for the kids. And I think you'll have a good time. And by the way, they whooped our ass last time, making 16 out of 29 threes. So we got to figure out how to defend the 3-point line if we want to beat them. But
Yeah.
Yeah,
There it is.
I think it just might be it. And
Yeah.
that's okay. All right. Doug Gottlieb,
It's the
Wisconsin
officials.
Sports Radio Network guest hotline, powered by Gruber Law. One call, that's all. DG, you're back. We love you. Happy Wednesday. You keep freezing, and we got to go anyway, buddy. We hope everybody and their mother shows up on the 28th. Thanks for everything today, the transparency, sharing the news with us, and all the best today.
quick question. Born in Wisconsin, not necessarily raised in Wisconsin, right? Okay. Are we done with winter?
Nope,
No.
not even
But-
close.
But it's like 50. It rained.
Mhm.
Are we sure we're not done?
No.
February
Is
18th.
this like a no-hitter thing where nobody's allowed to say it's done?
No.
But really, wink, wink.
No, you just know there's going to be a day.
You just know that's, yeah, you'll learn. You'll learn. We're nowhere near done, but boy, was that a fun little hint as to what's to come. But
You just
over
enjoy
under
today.
6 inches of snow, Josh, between now and when winter's
Over.
actually done.
Over.
Over 6. Yeah, we're going to get snow.
In Green
Yeah,
Bay,
Yeah, buddy.
in one sitting, we'll get like a 6 inches, or it'll be like cumulative inch.
There's
inch.
always, everything always, nothing never. There's mainly always a spring snowstorm that is going to dump 6 to 8, 9 inches of snow, something like that. And it's between now and April. It's going to happen.
But get the shorts out. Enjoy today.
Yeah. Turn around. See that bay? It's frozen. We
Yeah.
got a minute.
It is. The top layer is kind of smushy, but I guess there's like, still 20 inches deep there. So guys
Yeah.
are still driving up and down on it. Like, no, thank you. Uh-uh.
Don't do
No.
that.
Nope, not doing it. Definitely not doing it now.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Thanks, Doug.
Doug Gottlieb, February 28th. Get to the Crest Center. Thanks for all the texts. We did our best to share
Yeah.
your feedback with Doug and your support. Forgive us for paraphrasing. That just is based on time and apparently Doug's internet connection today. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap up when we get back. We're live from the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network studios, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook, inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh.